And hello everyone, welcome back to another CSS tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be taking a look at image styling. So here I have an image called image.jpg. I am just going to import it into our project. There we go, so here is our image. Let's go to the CSS styling and let's just make sure that this image, so your image does not go larger than, let's say, 400 pixels. There we go, that's pretty big. We can actually just zoom in a little bit. Alright, so here's the image. Now first you can set the border radius of the image to, let's say, 10 pixels. And now this image will have a nice border radius. And of course, the more you set it, the more circular it will be, such as 50%. Now we'll get an oval, as you can see there. If you want to make sure that this is not an oval and it's a circle, the width and the height should be the same. If the width and the height are not the same, then it will be an oval. Some images are by default the same width as the height. Other images like this one has a larger width than its height. Now you can also set an image to resize according to your screen size to make it more mobile friendly or just more responsive in general. By going with 100%. This means the width should just be 100% of this page. Here we just have a margined div here, which is having a little bit of a margin here, a little bit of padding, but that's fine. But now if I zoom out, the image will still stay the same. If I zoom in, I can actually just do this. You'll notice the image will resize along with the page. Unlike when we first started, where if we did this, the image would overflow. With this, the image will always be this width. So by using percentages, you can make it more responsive on more screens. Let's make the width 300 pixels. Now to center it, you can just go display block and then margin auto. And it will center the image for you right in the middle. Without display block, it will not go to the center. So you will need to use display block. You can change the transparency of an image by going opacity, where 1 will be full opacity so you can see everything, and 0.5 would be half, so now it will be half see-through, 0.1 then it will be mostly see-through, and in 0 it will be all see-through. For now let's just go 0.8 and this should be, actually just remove it. You also have a bunch of filters you can use, such as filter, grayscale, and this will grayscale, so make it white and black, and we can just say 100%. And now it will be completely grayscaled. You could of course just say 50%, and now it will be 50% on the way there, 90, that will be mostly, and so on. You can also set the blur of it, and let's make it 4 pixels. Now it will be a little blurry. 1 pixel will make it less blurry. 10 pixels will make it super blurry. Or you can set the brightness by, let's say, 25% of the original brightness. Now it will be a little bit more dark and gloomy. Or 150%, and now it will be extra bright. But without it, it will look like that. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but just know you basically have an entire image editing program right in CSS. But we can say invert, and let's just go 100%, and now it will be completely inverted in the color, so negative 10%, only somewhat, 50%, half of it, and then 100%, all of it. Now you have more such as contrast, hue rotate, saturation, sepia, drop shadow, all of these. You can also flip an image by going transform, scale X, and notice how this purple pink spot is here on the left side. When we go here and we set in -1, it will be on the right side. You can also go scale Y, and notice how this part here is at the top. If we were to say scale Y -1, it will be at the bottom. So you can flip it whichever way you want by using transform and scale X or Y. Now sometimes, let's say you set the width and the height, so height to 300 pixels. Now when you do that, it will stretch it in a way that some people may not like. To overcome that, you can say object fit cover. And now we'll keep the aspect ratio and it will only show this here. So it won't make it stretch like it's doing now. It will instead make it full screen, but we can only see about 600 pixels in total here. So 300 here, 300 here, 300 here, 300 here. If you want everything to still be in here, you can use contain. And now it will make the entire image fit in here, but it may crop it down a little bit to make it all fit in. So even though it has a higher width and a higher height, it might not use all of it when you use contain, so it can fit everything in here. If you want it all to fit in there without it losing any of this, you can just remove it and now it will stretch again. And that's basically what fill does. It's the default, it will just fill it. So you have cover, contain, and fill. And that is that for image manipulation and styling in CSS. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all again in the next CSS tutorial.